What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you, well, with another market watch today. Listen, I'm going to be getting a bunch, and I mean a crazy amount, of field centers and tokens coming up next week. For those that already pre-bought the tokens, just know when it comes in, it's going to be sent out to you the same day. Your tracking will be updated. For those who want to know about the field centers, well, I'm going to be doing something special. The tokens and field centers should all be shipped out today, and hopefully arriving by next week. I'll have a better date set and time for that. With that said, I'm going to offer a special pre-sale for those that do want to buy these field centers. Now, will I show it to you now? No. But what I'm going to be doing is offering one of every field center that I will have available in upcoming next week. Why am I doing that? Well, to be honest with you, is so you can lock in these things fast. These field centers always sell fast. The tokens right behind it. So I want to give everyone an opportunity to get a bunch of field centers at a fast notice. Now, this is going to be available Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, around roughly. And if you want to go ahead and grab your field center, you're going to want to do it quickly because it goes by relatively fast. So, once again, one of each product will be available on this Friday at 12 p.m. available for you to go ahead and pick up and pre-buy. I'll have everything shipped up. Everything will come to you in this envelope, shipped with tracking. For those that still want to pre-buy the tokens, well, I think one of them is already sold out. A bunch of the rest of them are really low. So if you want to go ahead and grab that, go ahead and grab that right now. And yeah, it's gonna be really cool. So keep an eye out for all that coming up in the future. All right. You know, I read your comments all the time. I really do. I read it every single day. So you're commenting, just know somewhere, wherever you're commenting, I'm sitting on a toilet reading your comment. Doesn't that make you feel special? Listen. This comes from Zentrian. He says, "Hey V, love your videos. German fan with bad English. American with bad English. How you doing? Got a question regarding Albedinitis, especially the Starlight version. We'll talk about that in a second. With Beast coming out in October, and the possibility to play Beast branded version, do you think that the price will rise? Since you have more dragons in the deck, Albedinitis is a way better slot for OTK and stuff than in normal Despia branded. Do you got an opinion for that? Yeah, let's look at the card first. Right now, looking at Albedinitis Abyssal, the Abyss Dragon, the price point was recently actually going up to $120. It's not really showing here, but when we last talked about this card, it was $120 for the Starlight Rare. Look at the current price of the card right now is going down. It's actually barely holding on to 102. I mean, after that one sold, it goes to 105, but the price point of these Starlight Rares are going down. Now, if you want to look at the regular version of Albedinitis, well, the regular version is pretty much dirt cheap. Roughly around $8 to $9 for Albedinitis. Do you need to get this card right now? No. Right after Nationals, all these cards' prices normally decline in value, including Albedinitis, especially as YGO players push cards to the side to make ready for newer decks like Splites, and of course, Exorcisters, and of course, going to be Telements. So why are we talking about this card right now? Because you do make a great point. I do think this card would be a lot more useful in the future of this game. In fact, I do think Brandon, even though we're going to have Splites and Telements come out, is still going to be a really good deck because here in the TCG, somehow, some way, we have 3 super polymerizations, which makes this card really good if your opponent has any kind of Dragon monsters out there. Now, I am going to say this. I don't own any Albedinitis at the moment. I own 0. And the reason why I personally own none is because I personally want to get the Starlight Rare. Shame on me. The Starlight Rare at one point was roughly around $80. I'm not sure if it's going to show here. Oh, you can see over here, 82. It was roughly around $80. And I needed to go in and grab it because I felt like this card was going to go even lower. The card recently had a push to $120. And now it fell down by almost $20. So do we go in and grab this card right now? No. Didn't you just hear what I said? Of course not. You wait. After Nationals, a lot of card prices are going to be going down, and that's when you normally want to make your move. So there's a time frame you can go ahead and wait until this card is available. Now, when I personally go ahead and buy mine, I'll probably make mention in a video after my tracking has been sent, but more than likely, I do think this is a great card to pick up, and I do think Despia branded, or Despia in general, branded, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a really viable deck even after the ban list and even after Nationals, giving players their original invite. So yes, I agree with you. I think this is a great card, and I do think the new support, it makes it even better. But buying it now, unless you only want to buy the secret rare, is not necessarily worth it because the price is relatively still too high. My nose is itchy. Masqueraded Blazing Dragon. I don't know why I missed this card the other day, but Masqueraded Blazing Dragon had a crazy high price point. At one point of $46 a copy. You're gonna need two, by the way, Destiny players. But the price point is down to less than $20 a copy. Is this a good card to go ahead and pick up right now? Should you get into branded now? No, of course not. Masqueraded the Blazing Dragon came out a Burst of Destiny. And to be honest with you, this card's more than likely going to be getting reprinted in the near future. And if that reprint does come, even if it's super rare, even if it's common, the value of Masqueraded the Blazing Dragon will go down in value. We can also tell because we happened with Fallen Albast, where the Secret Rare was insanely expensive, and then a structure came out, and they came out as a common, and lowered the value of Fallen Albast. Then the Ultimate Rare subsequently came and the value went even lower. But I do think Masqueraded Blazing Dragon is a great card, but it's going to be going down in value. So this might be a card, if you're not going to play Branded, you want to get rid of. Me personally, I play Branded for life. I'm going down with the ship. All right, I salute you. And yeah, I don't care what the values on these cards go. I'll be honest with you. I really do like my Branded a lot. All right. So, Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon has a long name. This card also is a Ghost Rare, and to be honest with you, it almost reminds me of number 101 Silent Honor Arc we talked about the other day in my video. The Ghost Rare version of that card is relatively low, and it can go lower. Well, let's look at Crystal Clear, this card right here. Look at this dragon. The value did go low. In fact, we go back to a year, and you can see the crazy pre-sale value, and it kept fighting that resistance level of trying to maintain a stable price point. Even right now, as the price goes down, it was trying to maintain a stable price point. You can see right here, it's just short-lived. You can see right here, short-lived, goes down, short-lived, goes down, and then it has a little bump, but it doesn't last long. It goes down in value. Why is that? Legendary Dual Single Storm isn't out for every store to get, right? Well, yes and no. Some OTS stores still have Legendary Dual Single Storm. The set was basically really good for a very short amount of time. Banlist came, and for the most part, besides Baron, there's not much good other cards in the set. So nobody's really run to the OTS store and saying, I want to buy as much Legendary Dual Single Storm as possible. Those that didn't pull this card threw it on the market, and you can definitely see that. I mean, 105 other listings. You can definitely see it in the market. But just like number 101 Silent Honor Arc, this is a card that has future value. And I do think this card's really good in the future, but not good right now. Whether it sees play isn't consequential to the fact that this card is a valuable card. Just like number 101 Silent Honor Arc is a valuable card. In fact, if you want an indication of number 101 going up in value, the minute this card actually starts showing some real value, that's not meta play, just real value because collectors or just because, you know, the fact that the market is draining these 105 listings, then we can look at number 101 Silent Arc more seriously. This is kind of like the predecessor to number 101 Silent Arc goes rare, rising in value. So keep an eye on this card if you want. If it goes up in value, no big deal. You didn't lose out. You gain knowledge, and knowledge is important. That's what I grew up in the 90s. Anyway, you gain knowledge. And with that said, you go ahead and buy your number 101 Silent Honor Arc. Until then, that card's going to keep going down. Really low, to be honest with you. So, we talked about Strikers the other day. We talked about how Strikers are actually pretty good. And to be honest with you, Strikers is that deck that, like, everyone kind of doesn't care about. Or those who do care about it got it, but those who don't care about it didn't get it. And then slowly, just like the hero virus that puts itself in your brain and makes you want to buy heroes. By the way, you need this for heroes. You also want one of these for Sky Strikers. In fact, I think Sky Strikers is going to be doing a lot in the trading card game Yu-Gi-Oh! This card's insane. Think about it. Sky Strikers is going to be working with Mr. Rune soon, okay? Mr. Rune Sky Strikers is coming up in the near future. Right after that, by the end of the year, we're going to be getting those maiden boxes, and then you're going to be able to get linkage. And linkage in Sky Strikers is just super broken. Like Konami, are you going to hit Strikers? If not, kind of great. Like, I can't wait to play Strikers. I also bought 3 original print first edition Engages because I think Strikers will one day unlock everything. Why? Well, ask yourself, does Konami like Strikers? And then you go, okay, do the Konami like Strikers? Let's see. One, they love waifus. I mean, everything's waifu now. You know what? I don't mind it. I'm not gonna lie. It annoyed me in the beginning. Now I just absorb it. I just choose team waifus I want. Looking at Strikers, we see all the extra deck monsters. Okay, what's so special about them, V? Well, besides the fact that they've been printed to hell in high water, the extra deck monsters and Sky Strikers have also been ultimate rares in OTS packs, meaning Konami really wants you to have those ultimate rares. Well, now if you buy them, they're an insanely inflated price. But looking at Reinforcement Army, it's still a really good card for Strikers. In fact, it's on 1-up because it's limited, and Sky Strikers want to flex. Do you want to flex is what I'm trying to ask you. That and for hero plays. Once again, if you own this card, I own this card by the way, you have a disease. No big deal. He's never gonna get cured. It's a lifelong disease. It's like herpes. It's just there. That's how I feel like with Scratch players, like herpes. Every now and then they'll play a deck for about a month or two, and then they'll change it up. You know, herpes. All right. Divided the Herald coming out Lightning Overdrive. Actually, I think it's gonna get a reprint soon. Okay, I think we all can agree on that. If that reprint is ultra rare or lower, this will maintain good value despite the fact that it will be going down in value. If it's prismatic secret rare, this will be going down in value. Now, as it does, I highly recommend you get rid of this card, but then again, we'll be using it for splites. If it's yes, then you need to get this card. If it's not splites, you don't need this card. This card currently right now on the TCG Play market price is roughly around $56. So, do you need it? Underworld Gods of the Closed World is, first of all, great artwork, insanely good artwork. Second of all, when this card first debuted, it was $26 a copy. The price point quickly went down to roughly around $18, and now looking at the card right now as I'm filming this video, it is roughly around $35, $36 with shipping for Underworld Gods of the Closed World. Well, V, why are you mentioning this card to me? Simple. It's a really good card. If you haven't noticed, a lot of players, and look at the deck profiles, they play one of these. Why is that? Well, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Players just don't want to lose to random things. And in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh!, playing against Ignisters and walking up against a 6,000 attack, you can't do anything except try to get over me and have fun with that Ignister monster sucks. Underworld Gods of the Closed World is a great way of avoiding that. And I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are just blowing it in their extra deck if they have the room. To be honest with you, this is one of those cards that's kind of like utility belt in your deck. You need to have it if you can fit it in. And if you can't fit it in, you're going to be happy you have it, just always in the back burner. Once again, I think Underworld Gods of the Closed World is a phenomenal card. I think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are definitely playing this if they could fit an extra 15 slot extra deck card that's not too tight in extra deck. I know it's for some players, whatever, but it matters. All right, let's talk about Legendary Duelist Rage of Ra. Well, what happened to Ra's Ghost Rare price point? I'm not going to do a whole dialogue about that, but obviously, nobody cared about Ra, especially after Konami made the Egyptian rares, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Players were like, well, we just bought your Egyptian rares. They're like, I know, but Ghost rares. And every Yu-Gi-Oh! Player's like, all right, Konami, you gotta really like show up to get off the pot. You get one with us. You get one card that we simp for. OG Yu-Gi-Oh! We just bought your Egyptian rares. We're not simping again for Ghost rares. Some players still did. That's why the card price is roughly around $165, and I do expect this card to go higher in value. With that said, moving on to other cards like Ancient Chant, Egyptian God Slime. What? We talking about alternate art? What? Why just holding value? We know Wing Dragon alternate art is going to get reprinted in the future. Konami has always done that, and they always will. This will get a reprint. Don't you worry about a thing, pretty boy. Looking at the other two cards, what? Well, to be honest with you, these cards are pretty hard to find in the boxes, believe it or not. Number one. Number two, when these cards were found, well, collectors pretty much cleaned them out. They like the Yu-Gi-Oh! TV show. As time goes on, Yu-Gi-Oh! Collectors are going to grow. They're basically me, but they stop being competitive, but still want to have the cards in the binder to look at every now and just play member berries. And that's basically why these cards have good value. Realistically, I personally don't care about these cards. I would sell them, but then again, I play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh!, so what's it to me? Good luck to those who do own this card. I do understand why you want to have them. All right. We're about to enter the banless season. Right after Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, and Worlds, it's banless season. I love banless season. Number one, I like it because nobody's right, nobody's wrong, everyone argues. That's banless season. It's like crazy Thanksgiving, and everyone's talking about politics when you should really be thanking for being giving of the food. Whatever. With that said, looking at the bans, can Grass Arena come off? Doesn't matter. If you answer like, oh yes, V, or no, of course not, it doesn't matter. Grass Arena doesn't care whether you think it comes off the bans or not. In fact, the majority of the banned cards don't care. It doesn't matter. Let me show you and explain. Looking at Grass Arena right now, this card only came out of Raging Tempest. If you want a first edition version of this card, it starts roughly around almost near $18 a copy. Once again, can I come off the ban list? Psych, who cares? It's $18 a copy. Do you own one? Me personally, I don't. I hate this card. I think this card should never come off the ban list. That's my personal opinion. This card's pathetic, disgusting. It's garbage. Okay, 60 card Hopium decks. I hate this card. With that said, though, we have to acknowledge the fact that this card has went up in value. In fact, look at this. Ready? The past year. Woo, baby. $9.76 was a friend price. Currently, cards roughly around almost at $18. That's because as cards that are currently banned that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players remember or like or are afraid of can rise in value. That's why you see Maxi hit some high values. And that's why you see cards like Thunder Dragon Colossus, Ultimate Rare, hit almost near $100. That's going to rise again, by the way. All these cards are rising simply because, well, if they came up the ban list, they would rise even faster. And everybody wants to lock their copies in today. Once again, personally, I don't think Grass and Green should ever come up the ban list. If I was Konami, I would make sure to emphasize that. I would go, Grass is greener, stays on the. I would emphasize that, and then show the rest of the ban list. That's just me personally. All right. So I always forgot to mention this card. I said I was gonna mention that later on date when the prices were a little more calmer. But tier limits, for those who do want to play tier limits, once again you have a choice of Diviner. We've seen builds that run through in King of the Swamp. King of the Swamp prices not too long ago were insanely overinflated. In fact, they might still be overinflated. We'll go check this comment out right now from Legendary Decks 2. You see it over here. They're up around $5. Now that's kind of crazy. But you know what's even crazier? Next month comes. Okay, YGOPaisano getting ready for, once again, the first regionals, and the first regionals will be tier limits with 3 of these in the deck. If you do not think that this is going to make these cards be sold on the market, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. Look at the amount of available listings. There's 5 of these. These are $5 for the King of the Swamp over here, and there's 28 copies. There's 31 copies super rare. That's starting at least $7. DTs are 20s, 19 listings, 7 listings, 19, 10, 12. That just tells you can play that bought these cards in hopes of either playing or reselling these cards. The value of these cards currently in the market from Yu-Gi-Oh players that realize these cards are going to be good in tier limits is going to spike. In my prediction, I think this is going to be clean out the market. Everyone's going to be complaining about it. And you know what? For those that bought it early, good for you. You didn't even need to buy the high rarity. Does it really matter? Not really. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe. I might be wrong. It might matter. All right. Harpist at a crossroads. Yes, this card has multiple printings, but if you want original print super rare Harpist, a first edition version of this card, it's going to be starting roughly around, well, $14. Which might not seem like a big deal. You want to look at other listings, by the way, they're relatively inexpensive. 20 cents and $1. You don't need to spend a lot for super rare Harpist. You can get the lower rarities. But V, why do I need this card? Well, because Flunderies. That's it. Maybe I'll do a video talking more about Flunderies in the future. I don't know. Do you guys want to hear Flundery videos? I like Flunderies. I hated Flunderies until I played Flunderies. And now that I play Flunderies, I'm infected and I like Flunderies. But I don't, well, like if someone says they hate Flunderies, it's not like I'm blind. I go, what do you mean? I go, yeah, I agree. This deck's not healthy for human beings. All right. Darko is another option that teammates can play, and you have many options. You have common, super rare, ultra rare, and ultimate rare. We're going to put ultimate rare to the side because let's be honest with you, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players playing Darko are not going to be playing the ultimate rare. You just need one, by the way. A little fun fact. Maybe you should get ultimate rare. Okay, looking at Duelist Saga Darklaw, it's $15, almost there $16 a copy. Me personally, super rare Darklaw does it really well. If I like teammates a lot, and it's my solid build, I'm 100%. This is my baby right here. I would go ulti, in my personal opinion. If your budget's that crazy, definitely look at ultra rare. It comes out of Duel Saga, the best ultra rare in history. But V, my favorite ultra rare is this. You're wrong. The correct answer is Duel Saga. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. If people doesn't tell you, they're lying to you. That's messed up because they're supposed to be your friends. Super fucked up. All right, banlist season. Guess what? Guess what? Besides, Merle players already are giggling about this, but Merle players are just getting their shotgun ready. Because as you figure out how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the middle of the ban list, beginning of the ban list, right after a new stats drop, Merle players are going to come in and just make it do what it do. They're going to come in and they're going to smoke you. As you're going, hold on, let me read my own deck. Yep, I'm going to set that face down. They're going to go, and they're going to shotgun you. And they look at you and go, you ready? And if you let them go first, they eat your hand away because, you know, Mermels and stuff. Moon and Glacier is a great card. And then you just go, okay, that's game. Yeah, you got it. Or you going first, you go, we'll go to game 2. Shuffle you. We'll go to game 2. And they'll look at you and go, what happened? And they'll go, no, we'll go to game 2. Stay my face, main face. Say main face, say my face, whatever. We're game 2. Listen, Mermail players already know this. I have a Mermail deck to put to the side as well. I love, in the beginning of the meta, as people are trying to figure out how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, just bringing this deck to my locals. Looking at everybody and go, hey, how's it going, guys? We're having a good time today, right? I go first? Okay, cool. You have 1 card in your hand. Pass turn. What? You can't make it work? Oh, I go second? Cool. That's all your board is? Break your board and kill you. Mermails. Like, seriously. I think if you said, V, I don't want to spend a lot of money in this game, but I still want to break necks for a good amount of time. You have a couple of options. Shadows, Mermails, and probably if I had to get Sky Strikers, because they've been around forever. Those are decks you can have. You can leave this game for a year, come back, and as you can play, especially around a new ban list, or just figure out what's going on, you just do the same exact thing, and just people just give you the win. I don't know, I just really like Mermels. Mermel Biscius, Ultimate Rare, Console Blazer, obviously it's worth a lot of money. It got reprinted, it has lower rarities, it is cheaper, but if you want a max rating Mermels, the current value of this card roughly around $35 a copy. Once again, it's a great card. I think Mermels are great, and if you want to start with Mermels, just rip the Bandit all quickly and get your Atlantean Dragoons Ultimate Rare Ash Pack too. Yes, it did get a reprint as a common, but that's for commoners. You want the high rarity reprints, because if you're going to go in there and shotgun someone's face, at least make sure you're using gold shells. Flex on them kids, okay? Let's go over here right now. It's roughly around $100 a copy. You need 3. No, V, I could play through 2. Sure, you could wear 1 shoe, but you buy 2 because you want to walk and look good in it, right? Okay, get your 3rd Atlantean Dragoons. Do it right and play like a winner. Like I said, or not. You could get low rarity Mermels. It doesn't really matter if you don't want to flex. All right. And then I want to talk about Behemoth Shark. Not just for Mermels, though, but this card's going to be needed 100%. Not even like maybe, kind of, but you trade it out. Need it. You need this card, okay? Get it in there. 4 splites. Now, luckily for you, this card just recently got a reprint as a rare. Great. And the rare is relatively cheap. Everyone probably has this already. But if you want the highest rated version of Behemoth Shark right now, this card, first edition, name not lightly acquired, is rough. Yeah, let me say Italian for a second. Hold on. Squalo Behemoth. Alright. This card's roughly around $22 a copy. No, sorry, $32 a copy. You just need 1 of these. Once again, that's if you want to get a high rarity Behemoth Shark. Like I said, you don't need to. It does have a bunch of printings. Don't get gold. Gold's disgusting. Ultimate Rare, OTS Super Rare is it really sold out? No shot. Clear filters. Okay, here we go. No, it's like $3. Okay, so you get Super Rare. Super Rare is nice. Okay, it's nice. No one's gonna make fun of Super Rare. And of course, you have the rare from Legendary Duelist Duels from the Deep. Just buy the Super Rare. It looks infinitely better. Like, just make it, just, you know, it just looks. It looks clean. If I didn't own the Secret Rare, I'd buy the Super Rare, 100%. That looks clean. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think that looks clean. And yeah, I do think that, once again, as the meta changes, as the meta progresses, especially when Banlist comes out, we're going to have a whole different outlook on the way we play the game and what cards you want to buy, especially what cards you want to sell, because you don't always want to keep buying. That's not how you realistically curb the crazy high price points of some of these decks. So there's definitely cards you want to sell if you're not using the decks or the cards for that. And that's something up to you personally. I can't really tell you, hey, I think you should sell this or buy this. I don't know you on a personal level, but I do think there are a lot of great decks in this game and a lot of great deck cores. And as you players get ready for the next set, Power with Elements, coming out next month, it's going to bring us 2 tier 1 decks, potentially 3 with Exorcisms, and that's going to be a big deal for the Yu-Gi-Oh player base. Power with Elements is looking to be an insanely good set. And are you ready for it? And hey, listen, if you're playing Mermels, if you're playing Strikers, ignore this entire video, because you just gotta, you know, pretty much just like relax and do what you normally do. Sky Strikers already have their build, and they can still wail on people. Realize the last YCS wasn't one by branded or any of the new stuff. Theron's, get that new crap out of here. It was one with Strikers. Yes, it ran cards like Artifact Side, it ran Dimensional Barrier, but those cards have been out for how long? And branded's how old? And Strikers straight dog walked them. Why? Well, simple. Strikers is a deck that plays mid-game, and against other mid-game decks, I think Strikers can dog walk a lot of mid-game decks that are really centralized on their front field instead of their back row. What does Brennan have in the back row? More cards to enforce your front field. Well, your monster zone gets enforced? Cool. This Sky Striker deck right here loves when you have strong monsters. So it could take it and smack you with it. Or take it and use it for other cool, goofy cards. And that's basically what we saw here at the YCS. Well, with that, and besides Mystic Mind, besides all that crap, I do think Strikers is still going to be a great deck. I do think Mermels is going to be a great deck. But if I'm going to be honest with you, if you want to get a good deck that's going to last you in the beginning of this new meta, we have a lot of choices. You have Branded. You have, and once again, with balance in mind, I think Brand will survive. I think we're going to see Tielemans survive. I think Flundery survive. I think Sky Strikers, I mean, there are the Roach during Apocalypse. They always survive, no matter what Konami does to them. And it's Konami, and they love Strikers, as we just talked about. They're going to put in Cage to 2. Should Kagari go to 1? It should be banned. But it's Konami. They don't care what you think. You? The peons? No. You now play 2 Engage. You're lucky we didn't do 3. That's on the next ban list. There's going to do a lot of crazy things happen in this game. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen and the cards and decks the players are going to make, because that's going to change the way we play our meta. But if you're playing Mermels and Sky Strikers, you go in there and you just smack everybody up as they figure out how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Prey on them, as you should do. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Once again, make sure to go over to my website, YGOPaisano.com. Support your boy. Buy some of a gorgeous looking, absolutely clean looking field center, as well as token. These are on pre-sale. These tokens, they will be shipping on next week. And if you want to wait for a gorgeous field center, I got you on this Friday. Once again, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I only ship to the United States of America. I'm sorry, everybody. But V, I live in Yugoslavia. I'm sorry, bro. Move to America. It's an amazing country if you don't live in the city. And if you live in the city, have you ever thought about moving not in the city? Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching my videos. It's your boy V. You guys have a great day.